Bombshell news out of Major League Baseball today. Yes, New York Yankees slugger Alex Rodriguez has used performance-enhancing drugs. He admitted it. In an interview with ESPN, Rodriguez said he took the drugs for 3 years. When he was a player with the Texas Rangers, he said, and we quote, "When I arrived in Texas in 2001, I felt an enormous amount of pressure. I needed to perform and perform at a high level every day. Back then, baseball was a different culture. It was very loose. I was young. I was stupid. I was naive. I wanted to prove to everyone I was worth being one of the greatest players of all time. I did take a banned substance. For that, I'm very sorry and deeply regretful. I'm sorry for my Texas years. I apologize to the fans of Texas. The more honest we can all be, the quicker we can get baseball back to where it needs to be." This story broke over the weekend when Sports Illustrated reported ARod tested positive for steroids in 2003 when he was still with the Rangers. In that year, he was very young. He won the American League MVP, also the AL home run title. He was then traded to the Yankees in 2004. Major League Baseball has banned steroid use since '91, but there were no penalties for using steroids in 2003. Joining us now by phone to talk about ARod's stunning admission is sports attorney Ivan Gold. Ivan, what do you think about this? Was he doing something that others in that era weren't doing? Or?
Absolutely not. He was in the majority. In fact, by playing with the Texas Rangers, he played with Pudge Rodriguez, Ken Caminiti, and Rafael Palmeiro, all poster boys for steroid use. Rodriguez was the young player coming up. Their influence came upon him. He used steroids. Practically every power hitter, every good hitter in the major leagues was using steroids from 1995 and on. The list goes on and on and on and on. And what ARod is doing is saying, look, I used steroids when I was with the Rangers, but I did not use them with the Yankees, and I did not use them when I played for the Mariners. What he's trying to do is narrow that segment of his career to a few years so he gets into the Hall of Fame, and so he maintains his credibility because he has great statistics, and he may be the all-time home run leader someday.
And it's much better to come out and come clean in February than, say, mid-May, right?
Absolutely, and he wants to learn his lesson from Clemens, from Bonds, from McGuire, from Sosa, from Palmeiro. All these guys denied. He wants to admit it. He's going to narrow the scope within that 1 or 2 year period and move on. This is a 33-year-old man. He's in the prime of his career. He's got a lot of baseball in front of him. He didn't do anything differently than any other player in that era did, and we all know it. Jose Canseco's book said it. Jose Canseco's book turns out to be correct. Juiced is the name of that book. Gives revelations on all these players. Everybody denied it. It's all turning out to be true, and ARod is doing the smart thing at this point.
So why was his name leaked instead of the other 104? Did somebody in the Players Union breach some ethical line?
Well, we don't know that, and we're still investigating that. But there has been suspicion that ARod has been using steroids for years. In fact, Canseco said that in his book, and ARod has denied it. There are leaks. There are always leaks. The leaks came from credible sources, someone inside of Major League Baseball. They want to put the pressure on ARod. They want to get the steroid scandal out and behind everybody. The more players who confess and come clean, then baseball can move on.
You know, this in the light of the Joe Torre revelation, the tell-all book that he wrote, I mean, does ARod just play out his career for his salary and for his personal numbers and not for the joy of the game? That's what somebody in the New York Times wrote yesterday.
There have been a lot of things said about ARod. ARod is an incredible talent, one of the best players in the game. He is making a huge salary, one of the highest, if not the highest paid players in baseball. He will still make it in the Hall of Fame, I think, by him narrowing the scope of his career. Now, maybe he's fabricating, and maybe he's used steroids his entire career, but he has not done anything different than anyone else. He will play until he was at least 40 years old. He is that good. His statistics will be ungodly, perhaps the best of any player to ever play, and let people judge when he retires whether or not he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. There's no question he is a fantastic player and did nothing different than anyone else. Now, without steroids, how much different would his career have been? We just don't know. That's something the writers will judge.
That's right. Ivan Gold, great to have you at short notice. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Chuck.
All right, good to see you. Good to hear from you.